I am in my 30s and I have become more conscious of my self-care, and like teeth whitening is one of the things that I really wanted to do. And today I'm glad to be sharing my experience with you, where I did it, the whitening process, how I felt after the whitening process, the budget, and then what I have stopped doing after whitening my teeth and what I will be doing post whitening my teeth. So just ride along with me. Now let me start from where I did my teeth whitening. So I did it at Zoe Dental Care. It is located at Jolu. They are professional dentists, so they know what they are doing. I reached out to them and then I did all the necessary inquiries that I needed to do. And this actually leads me to the process, how it is done. So for where I did it, when you make the booking, you have the chance to like make all the inquiries in the booking process, right? So I asked all the questions that needed to be asked, and then I made a deposit to confirm the booking. And then the D-Day came, I went and the first thing that was done was deep cleansing. They put something in my mouth and then like something like water and then a tool. Like I could literally feel something on my teeth being like scraped off, like you get it. So that's how the deep cleansing is done. But then as the cleansing was going on, like once a while you get up and then you spit into like something. And then when I was spitting, I saw blood coming from my mouth. And then the dentist was like, my gum is bleeding. Like my gum was bleeding, guys. Like so the dentist told me that I had bacteria accumulated in my gum. So that is what was causing the bleeding. And like, how did bacteria get into my gum? The whitening couldn't be done on that day, so I had to be rescheduled after 3 days. So I did rescheduling, and then after 3 days I went back to do it. But then before the rescheduling, I was given some processes to follow to treat the bacteria. So I was given mouthwash. It is called Meridol. Every morning and evening I would gargle warm water and salt. After some time I put the mouthwash in my mouth, I gargle it, and then I spit it out. And I was also advised not to rinse my mouth in the process. So that was the treatment I was given until the 3 days reached before I went back to get the whitening done. So the final day came, and when I went, I was given you see that yellow glass on my face. It's actually a protective glass, so the lights there are very, very bright. So like I think you might get an infection if it goes directly into your eyes. So guys, that's why you need to visit a professional dentist care unit to give you like to be able to make sure that after your whitening you don't leave there with an eye infection or whatever infection that you are likely to get. Okay, so I was given that yellow glass to protect my eyes, and then you see how my mouth has widened. Like previously, whenever I see like those pictures, teeth whitening pictures, I'm like, how have they been able to open their mouth like that? I never thought I would be able to open my mouth wide like that. I never knew it was a tool being used to open their mouth, and I thought it was that bad, but it wasn't that bad at all. It's not extremely uncomfortable. And when they put that white thing in your mouth, they moisturize your lip with something. I think it's a lip balm, but then it doesn't have a scent. The scent is very, very neutral. So they moisturize your lips so that your lips don't crack or dry in the process. And then the blue lining around my gum is actually what is protecting my gum from the lights they will put on my teeth. So they put it around my gum so that when the light is reflecting on my teeth, it won't melt my gum off because the light is very, very strong. And then the little brown thing he's putting on my teeth is the gel that activates with the whitening machine to bleach the teeth. So I had 2 applications of that, and in the process I could sense like some piercing in my gum, like kill in my gum like that. It was a little uncomfortable, but I have like high tolerance level, so it wasn't something that I was like really freaking out. The nurses told me that I'm actually doing well because most people come and complain and they get up very often, but I was there. So the first session I was just sitting there, and then the second session I was also just sitting there. So I had 2 applications and everything was done in 2 hours. So after the whitening, they removed the gum protector from your mouth, and then I rinsed my mouth, and I was given the mirror to look at my teeth, and I was really, really loving it. And I'm like, is this my teeth? So after the whitening and everything, like post consultation was done immediately. Like the dentist told me what I should do and what I should not do after the whitening. And this leads me to how I felt after the teeth whitening. Guys, if I tell you my teeth was extremely sensitive, like it was that sensitive. It was so sensitive. As soon as I opened my mouth, like within 30 seconds, like I could literally feel my teeth it was like my teeth was being pierced with pins. Like it was so sensitive. And in the midst of that sensitivity, I was advised not to eat colored foods, Milo or coffee or palmy foods, like any food that has color that like is likely to stain your tongue. You are not supposed to take that food because the effectiveness of the whitening is still active. So you want to maintain the effectiveness for a while, within 24-48 hours before you take in something colored. Then it was pretty easy. I didn't want to tamper with the effectiveness, so I gave myself a whole 4 days to make sure that everything is active. Like I didn't want anything to come in place, like I didn't want anything to spoil. So I gave myself a whole 4 days before I started taking in any powder foods. But now I'm able to eat anything, like anything. It has gone back to its normality. So the sensitivity lasted for just 12 hours. I was just feeling mild sensitivity around my gum, but then it was mild. It wasn't something that I couldn't eat or something that was visible. So that was the only thing that I was feeling. And within 3 days, everything had gone back to its normality. Like I was feeling completely fine. So now I know everybody wants to ask, how much was it? How much was it? But then when it comes to the budget for this, I would say that it depends on the condition of your teeth. For example, if you have cavities, if you have a hole in your teeth, if you have inflammatory problems, they would have to treat it before you can whiten. You don't just whiten your teeth if you have underlying conditions, right? So when I went and my gum had been accumulated with bacteria, they had to treat it, right? And then all those procedures come with different costs. So you have to know the condition of your teeth. And the only way you can know the condition of your teeth is to book a consultation to know how your teeth is faring before you can do the whitening. And they will let you know what your teeth is going through. So where I went, they have this system which allows you to pay in installments. For example, if you are going to do the whitening and then there's an underlying condition that needs to be treated, and maybe within that treatment period you are supposed to visit the dentist maybe 3 or 4 times, they have that structure to split the payments according to the number of visits that you come. So if you're going to do extraction and you need to see the dentist 3 months or 3 times, they will split the payment according to the total cost, and then you pay in that order. And I also understand there might be certain dental units that do not have this system in place, so you really need to be checking where you are going to do it. So quickly, let me go through what I have stopped doing and what I would be doing or what I am doing after the teeth whitening. I have stopped rinsing my mouth after brushing. So I was advised not to rinse my mouth after brushing. I know many of us are not used to this, but then that is what I have been advised, and I read about it and it's actually true. And like interestingly, it's not something that most of us have been educated on. Personally, I never knew. Even though I had heard of it, I didn't know it was that serious, and it really contributed to good oral hygiene. So now I don't rinse my teeth when I brush my mouth. I just spit the toothpaste out, and the reason is to allow the fluoride to be effective in your mouth for a while, and then you eat after 30 or 40 minutes after brushing, right? I also don't brush once. These days I brush twice. I brush in the morning and then I brush before I go to bed. I don't do it consistently, honestly, but that is something that I mean every new thing is a little difficult to adjust, so I'm now adjusting. Sometimes I remember, sometimes I don't remember, so I'm still learning and I am on it. And then I've also stopped brushing aggressively. I used to brush like this. I have stopped brushing aggressively. These days I don't brush aggressively at all. I brush like in circles everywhere in my mouth. I brush in circles, and you would think it is the most difficult thing to do. If you start, you realize that it is nothing difficult at all. Just start and you get used to it, okay? And then I also use mouthwash, the mouthwash that was prescribed to me at the dental care. So I use mouthwash after meals at least twice a day, just to keep my breath freshened, right? I'm going to be buying dental floss, and I'm also going to be buying tongue scraper. So dental floss, because you see the structure of my teeth, And actually everybody needs a dental floss anyway, so the bristles of your toothbrush are not able to really go in between your teeth to clear food particles in between your teeth. So the dental floss will do the job, like removing every food particle after you have brushed your teeth, after you have finished eating, after you are going to bed. Then I'm also going to buy the tongue scraper. So if you are someone who has this lining on your tongue, you know, the natural color of the tongue should be pink, right? So if you have a film, like white film on your tongue, the tongue scraper is really going to be of help, so that it gets rid of anything that has been accumulated on the tongue. Okay, so that is what I'm going to get, just to make my oral hygiene better. It is not something that is necessary, like really a necessity, but it's something that I want to do to improve my oral hygiene. Okay guys, so this is all I wanted to share with you today, my teeth whitening process. I hope it has been helpful. Let me know in the comments any questions you have and I'll be glad to answer. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to subscribe and like. If you won't subscribe, please just like the video, for me, please. My hair, I did this hair and then I also did this makeup. All the tutorials are going to be put on my TikTok. So if you're not following me on TikTok, like, what are you doing? So please follow me on TikTok and have access to all this hair tutorial and makeup tutorial. So that is that for today. I'm going to see you next time. Thank you so much for watching. I love you. Bye.